Coming to you live from New York City, it's Jim Caruso's Pajama Cast Party. And now, here's your host, Jim Caruso.
Yay! Hi, how are you? I am so hyped for tonight's show. This is our 69th show in a row. That's 69 weeks in a damn row. What the heck? And it's going to be spectacular. I hope you love every second of it. Much to discuss. First of all, if you've been watching the show, you'll know this saga of the balloons. These balloons I purchased July 3rd. And they are still with us. They're a little worse for wear, but they're still, the blue one's still all peppy. So that's just weird, and we think it's some kind of voodoo. That's a month of helium in my apartment. Secondly, you know that we have the merch. We talk about the merch. We talk about the hats, the T-shirts, the general hoopla that we have with Pajama Cast Party and Cast Party. On our website. I got a picture today that I have to show you. Our friend Christine Clifton actually bought the Cast Party shower curtain. That is hilarious and kind of makes my year. Lisa Lambert, also a Tony winner, also purchased the shower curtain. It just makes me hysterical. Thank you, Christine, for being so supportive and for putting us in your shower. Weird. So much going on here in New York City. A lot's happening everywhere, but we're excited to be at Birdland every week now. We do Cast Party every Monday, and then there's great music and great jazz there every other night of the week. Birdland, the whole city is implementing a vaccine mandate for all indoor activities beginning August 13th. Of course, Birdland will be part of that. That means all staff, all customers, all performers must have proof of vaccination or documented medical exemption. So I feel very good about that. That makes me happy, and I hope it makes all the customers that are coming in feel good about being there. It's been packed. We've done Cast Party 4 weeks in a row now, and it has, look at that subtle grin. It's been a blast. We've had great talent and full houses. Who knew? So I think this is only going to make people a little more comfortable to go out and to be in a music room, enjoying each other. I saw Max von Essen last night in a concert that he did at Tavern on the Green. You haven't lived till you've been seated outside in the middle of Central Park at a beautiful restaurant called Tavern on the Green on their patio, listening to Max von Essen, Tony-nominated, just brilliant singer and actor, singing Gershwin. It was under the stars. It was as good as it gets. Billy Stritch at the piano, Steve Doyle on bass, Daniel Glass on drums. It was exquisite. So they're doing a wonderful concert series there. I highly advise it. Today Tix is the producer of that. Also, another weird thing, in 2 weeks, I mentioned this last week, but I didn't say much because I didn't know much. In 2 weeks, we're going to be doing the first 360-degree virtual cast party. I know. I don't know what it means other than these two very young, very cute people, Tess Sanella and Xander, own this company. And they do 360-degree virtual things. And it basically means you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch Cast Party, the show, but you can also see who's at the bar. You can look at the ceiling at Birdland, because that's interesting. I think it's going to be crazy and wacky and so much fun. So you can either watch it on YouTube or you can come in person where we'll be actually live and real. And you can look up at the ceiling if you want to. Tonight's show is all about family. Famous family, talented family, traditional family, non-traditional family. My personal crew falls somewhere in the middle. Both of my parents were musicians. My mother was a pianist and a singer. There she is. Her Connellsville High School picture. And my dad was a band director and a sax player. That's not either one of them. That's Ruby. Patrick Cassidy just almost had another brother. Yes, that's my dad. Speaking of family, let's bring on our aforementioned producer, Ruby Lochner. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim.
That was not my parents.
And you know what's so funny is I had everything queued up and I suddenly swapped pictures, but I stayed on the same queue and I put up the wrong parents. That was my bad.
I'm sure Patrick Cassidy was like, wait, what's just happened?
You can't fire me though, because we're 69 episodes into this. And that's the first time I've messed up your parents. So
well, that's true. That's true. And by the way, I'd take Shirley and Jack. Not that my parents weren't great. Now, we have much to discuss, but first of all, let's talk about the nuts and bolts of this. We do this because we love it. We've been doing it 69 weeks in a row. We want you to share. If you're watching us on Facebook.
Yes.
Is it there?
Yeah. So because you can't subscribe on Facebook, if you'd like to share, that is always greatly appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, we would love for you to subscribe. Yes, right down there, as Jim likes to. Okay. So yeah, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets, tell anybody. We're here literally every single week. If you
share.
Tell share. Would it kill you to tell share?
Share to share, for heaven's sake.
I think she'd be a fan of Pajama Cast Party. I mean, am I wrong?
Cher cannot get enough of open mic nights.
I bet she'd like a shower curtain. We could send her one.
Her house is all gothic and weird, and
then there's a Pajama Cast Party shower curtain. Yeah.
And orange and aqua. Yay, that's what she wants. Yes. Anyway, subscribe and share, and for God's sake, donate. Now, last week, we always ask for donations so that we can keep this going. The party has to, there's expenses, but we always make a donation to either the Actors Fund, the Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. Last week we had Stephanie J. Block on, and her pet organization is what's it called?
Covenant House.
The Covenant House. Oh my gosh. So we were able to make a really nice donation to the Covenant House. Anyway, it just does our hearts good to be able to do that. And you've been so unbelievably generous over these past weeks. And we couldn't do this without you. It would be embarrassing to do it without you.
True.
I'm not saying we wouldn't do it, but it would be weird to do it without our beloved audience. So thank you for that, and thank you for your generosity. Now, Ruby, we were talking about families.
Mm-hmm.
You come from an extremely successful showbiz family.
My mom would enjoy hearing that. I hope she's watching. Very, very successful. No, I did. I grew up surrounded by very talented parents. My mom, Victoria Shaw, country music songwriter, producer, recording artist, baker, newfound cat lover. There's a lot of titles that I could pair with my mom. And I mean, growing up, it was really fun. I was kind of always her plus one for a lot of events. Ever since I was like super little, my mom would always say, Ruby likes to mingle. Like Ruby will come to the events and she wants to hang with the adults. She wants to talk to everybody. And I have so many pictures, as her plus one going places growing up. Like this was when we were at the CMA Awards. This was when I was still back in high school. And even like my grandmother is super talented. let's face it, she's cooler and more talented than like all of us. I mean, here's a picture of us at Birdland a few years ago.
Yeah, your grandmother was on the Ed Sullivan Show, right?
She was on the Ed Sullivan Show. She was on the first national tour of Guys and Dolls as Sarah Brown, which is really cool.
Carol. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol. So I come from a really cool, talented family. Even my dad, you know, he was a stay-at-home parent with us growing up. And although he wasn't like on the stage, I certainly attribute, you know, I mean, he would always like be doing voices for us and impressions and making us laugh. And that always made an impact on me. And now, you know, being in theater and auditioning, I'm never afraid to pull out a wacky voice or two, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely left an impact on me too.
Such a good family. And by the way, Victoria Shaw, if you don't know, wrote a little song called The River for Garth Brooks. She produced Lady Antebellum, now called
Lady
what
A.
are they called? Lady A.
Mm-hmm.
Just all kinds of brilliance around. So you know what this show's about. One of our favorite. I mean, he's really family. There's a guy named Justin Squiggs Robertson. The guy is the caricaturist of the Broadway community, and then some. He's at every opening night. He is everywhere. That's his website. Check him out. And guess what he's doing tonight? He's going to quick sketch all of our 3 guests and us. But my favorite thing to do is we secretly installed a camera over his
But last
shoulder.
week he found the camera. So is it still there, Jim?
Yeah, we secretly, yes. It's a
Okay.
secret. Don't say anything. But if we turn it on, we can watch him drawing right now.
Okay, let's see what he's doing.
Let's see. Oh,
Oh,
that's me.
that's me.
That's you. Yeah, that's us. That's New York City. He takes us on a tour of New York every week. I look good there. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh my God.
It's
Oh my
Hudson.
God.
Susie, are you watching this?
It's super, baby. I'm
Hudson.
obsessed with that kid. I haven't even met him. I'm obsessed with him.
That is Hudson, who is the son of one of our guests tonight. So he's already making his debut on Pajama Cast Party. Thank you, Squigs. At the end of the show, we'll see the finished product, the grand reveal. Ruby, I think we should do this.
Well, you know, Jim, before I go away and before I go into my producing corner and put my hair back up, I have a giant claw clip that I keep next to the computer because when it's time to produce, I put all my hair up. But before I do that, I did get an extra little bit of content from Squigs, like just now. Because during sound check, we were talking about how all of our guests have great teeth. This is what you missed, people. This was like the fascinating conversation that you missed. And Jim, you were saying you wish you had like just a little more teeth.
I want longer teeth.
You want longer. You don't want more teeth. You just want longer.
No, just a little, like a shred longer.
So I got something from Squigs. He said maybe this will help you visualize like what that would look like.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, dear God. Wow. Well, they're certainly white. Thank you, Squigs. God. What has happened to the show? 69 in, and
but I feel like I had to. I feel like I had.
No, that's
to do
nice.
That. We're all
That's
kind of
nice.
in a silly, goofy mood, so I just wanted to keep.
No, I like it. I'm getting what do you call them? Those like Lee press-on teeth. What do you call them? They glue them on. Laminates.
Oh.
Gotta get me some laminates.
Maybe
Let's do this show.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna go away now.
Okay, bye. Okay, so if our guests are still here after all that, every guest we have tonight comes from a fascinating family, and they've all created beautiful families of their own. Our first guest is the daughter of 2 icons, let's say it. Her mother is the legendary singer-actress Diana Ross, and her father is the founder of Motown Records, Berry Gordy. Of course, that's an unbelievable legacy. But what I love most about Rhonda Ross is that she's established her own destination. And that's what we're all hoping to do, every single one of us. It's inspiring. So here's the magical singer-songwriter and Emmy-nominated actress, Rhonda Ross.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
How are you?
I'm so glad to see you.
I am so uber glad to see you too. You look fantastic. I love that backdrop.
Thank you. You know, some bamboo.
Just some bamboo.
Hanging out by the bamboo.
You're one of the most interesting people I know. I feel like I could talk to you for hours. You do so many things so well. You're a singer, you're a songwriter, you're an actress, you're a motivational speaker, you're a mother, a daughter, a wife. I think I first saw you when you sang Reach Out and Touch with your mother at Caesar's Palace.
When I was...
As you do. I mean, were you 5 or 6 or something crazy?
Something like that. Yeah. That was, I don't remember that particular show. I know it was shot,
Yeah.
but we always sang that song with her. You know, we would go to all of her concerts and she would come out and have us sing. Yeah.
See, I sang it too, but nobody put me on TV. I was singing along, reaching and touching. So as glamorous as your upbringing sounds, you always say you had a very traditional childhood.
Yeah.
Explain how that could be.
How is that possible, Rhonda Ross? What you talking about, lady? Is that what you're saying? What you talking about, lady?
Yes, but when you explain it, then I understand.
Well, okay, so there were concerts and there was travel and there was luxury and all of those things that make it non-traditional. But the way in which it was traditional is that we went to traditional schooling. For instance, we were not homeschooled. We went to school. My mother worked. She was a working mother, but she would come home and be with us. We would have dinner at the dinner table every night at 6 o'clock. And you weren't allowed to have, well, cell phones weren't around then, but you weren't around to be on the phone or whatever. You know, we would be together, and we were traditional in that we had our parents, and they were the parents, and we respected them and did what we were supposed to do. We got up in the mornings and went to school, came home, did our homework. We were traditional in that regard.
I mean, I think it's such a compliment to your parents that you can point to that and that you can explain that to people, because it's nothing like what we expect. And I think that's why you have such a close family to this day. What lessons did you learn as a kid from watching this incredible success? What did watching all that hard work?
That's what I was just going to say. What I learned was that the success is due to hard work. It's due to intentionality. It's due to focus. It's due to those things. And the success is really what your whole show is about tonight. The success is the family. The success is the love. The success is our relationships with each other and how we love each other, protect each other, support each other. That's where the success is. And it's lovely to have the fame and all of those other things, but the success is there. And for me, I'm trying to now raise my son. He's almost 12 years old. And I am so thankful to know that that's where the success is, how I raise him, the lessons he gets as a human being, as a citizen of this world. Those lessons are what's more important than any kind of fame, you know. And just also, I was going to say, it was traditional our growing up in the way that we didn't have social media back then, right? So we weren't exposed in that way, and it's different for children coming up now. And I'm trying to give him all of these foundational things that I was given, even though he's got all this other stuff going on.
Of course. Well, your son Raif, who walked on stage when you were at Birdland once, and I will never forget it. He was kind of behind you, but he was so happy to be there.
I have pictures from that night, and he, first of all, he's my height now. So in those pictures, he was almost to my waist. I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, when I played Birdland, he was there. Yeah.
Well, he's showing some family razzle dazzle at this point too. I've seen him on YouTube a little bit.
He's got some razzle dazzle. He's always had razzle dazzle. And so there he goes. So he's always had razzle dazzle. And I've always said to him, though, there's no rush. There's no rush. He's been out there. He introduced my mother at the Grammys a couple years ago. That was huge. He was on the stage at the AMAs. I mean, so he's been out there, but I don't. And he's an actor now. He just booked a voiceover role that he'll be recording on Friday. So he's working, but it's not about the fame. Again, it's not about how many likes do you have? How many followers do you have? It's not about that. It's about your foundational work. What is happening inside of you? And I always say to him, you have a magic tree inside of you, and you have to prune it and fertilize it and take care of it and let it grow so that it can take care of you later. But it's all about the inside. It's all about the inner work. It's all about the inner work.
You're absolutely right. I can't wait to see him again. He was just a little tyke when I met him the first time. Now I have to ask, every kid goes through a period when they think their mother is so embarrassing. Is he at that point? And did you go through that? I mean, your mother is one of the most fabulous, glamorous humans on the planet. But was there a time when you were like, oh my God? That's
hilarious. Honestly, I didn't. And good. I don't think, I can't speak for my siblings, but I don't know what my mother did. I don't know what kind of magic dust she sprinkled over her kids, but we didn't have all of that sort of rebellious pushback. We didn't have it. We get along. We love her. She loves us.
I love this.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But we didn't.
You're right. It's fairy dust. It's magic.
It's fairy dust.
Things happen. It's just like, you were saying, there is fame and there is success. Fame is a freak of nature. Success is we're in charge of that. We're in charge of feeling success.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly
You can't make fame. You can't just make that.
And it's weird. Happens. It is weird. Fame is a weird thing.
That's totally weird.
So we never really had that. And my son is only almost 12, but he and I don't have that.
Good.
Says his mom.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Right. But
when he's on the show next week, I'll ask him.
That's right. But
you have the most.
We're really close. We like each other. We dig each other. I homeschool him. We spend a lot of time together. We enjoy each other's company. Says his mom. And
hey,
what are you gonna do?
That's amazing. You have a gorgeous family. I mean, your brothers and sisters and. Oh my gosh, Ruby, pull up that look at these human beings.
I like those people right there. I get along with them really well. I like them.
I don't even know them. I know you.
That was at my mother's 75th birthday bash a couple years ago, and we had a ball. But my mother has 5 children. We're all grown. We have our own families, but we enjoy spending time together. We spend our holidays together. We get together for birthdays, and we just hang out. We talk on the phone. We Zoom. We really, really enjoy each other. I like those human beings a lot.
Oh, are they? They must be fans of yours. Your music is so interesting and so gorgeous. Oh, you call it grown folk music, which I love. I love hearing that.
Jim, I'm happy to be a grown folk. I'm turning 50 in a week and a half. And I was talking to my girlfriend the other night, and she was like, oh, 50. I said, I'm happy to be 50. I'm so excited. I loved my 40s, and I'm looking forward to my 50s. And what I call a grown folk is someone who is old enough to know what their purpose is on this planet, old enough to have experienced the things that don't work and are very clear about the things that do work, and still young enough to go after them. And that's what I am. I am a grown folk and proud of it. I feel good
for you. And that's why your music is so appealing. You write smart stuff. It's tradition. It's based in traditional, wow, if I could say that, traditional jazz and pop. But it's not like anything else I've heard. It's soulful. It's singing about what's important. Making this world a better place if you can.
Yes.
It really goes back to that.
I believe that we can make this world a better place, but only if we start with ourselves. And there's a lot of finger pointing right now. And I feel like, what is it? You point one finger out, four coming back to you. Look at yourself, right? Look at where you can improve, where you can. I feel, Jim, not to get too serious, but I feel that when we feel scared, when we feel off kilter, when we feel off balance, when we feel threatened in any way, which God knows we have been over this past year and a half, but even prior to that, when we feel that, we start pointing fingers at other people. What I truly believe is necessary to help us feel secure is to recognize what power we actually have inside. We have so much power in ourselves, in our thoughts, in our ability to choose our thoughts, in our habits, in our self-talk, in all of those things. And I put all of that belief and all of that perspective into my music because like Abby Lincoln used to say, music is a prayer. Music is a mantra. It's something that we are singing to ourselves every time. It's really important that we say things we want to hear. And
That's
so
right.
I'm constantly reminding myself of my own power. And right now, I'm not only am I doing that in my music, but I have a series of articles that I've been writing, a newsletter called The Force Within. And it's all about how to harness your own personal power and how to feel better when life is shifting the sands underneath your feet, how to feel still secure without pointing at people and saying, you're wrong, it's your fault.
My mother used to say, keep your house clean.
Yeah.
Meaning,
yes. Yes.
And you mentioned Abby Lincoln. I know she was a huge influence on you.
Huge.
In your right and in wanting to be
in my everything. She was one of those women who walked her talk. Yeah. And she walked it in all aspects of her life, in her music, in her activism, in her relationships, in her spirituality. And that is what I try to do. I try to walk my talk.
Will you play us a little something? We have to hear you.
I certainly will. And I don't know if you hear that helicopter. I'm so sorry. Do you hear it?
Oh, are they looking for you?
I can't, yes, but I'm under the umbrella. I'm hiding.
Perfect. We won't say a word.
Yeah, don't say a word.
No.
Don't tell them where I am. All right. I hope you can hear it. So I am a songwriter, but I didn't write this one. I wanted to play this one though, because it is a song about going with the flow. When the sands are shifting under your feet. Finding your own stability. Took my love, took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, and a landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. I don't know. I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my world around you. Time makes you bolder. Children get older. I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too.
Rhonda Ross, you're just magical. I can't think. Look, people are going nuts. They're writing such nice things.
I dropped the guitar.
Liz Paley loves it. Danielle loves it. They're writing very sweet things. You made a lot of people happy tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love songs that get me to think and see life from a different perspective. So I love that song, Landslide. Thank you.
It's a gorgeous lyric. It's, oh, you sound so good. Any gigs coming up we should know about?
Well, I have no in-person gigs right now, but everybody, like people like you jumped on, you were like, everything's opening, I'm jumping back in. I was like,
oh no, I know. It was fast. It was fast for me. We opened about a month ago and it was like, but yeah. Everything's okay. You know, you'll come to Birdland soon.
I will come to Birdland soon, but I do want to say to people, please find me at The Rhonda Ross. TheRhondaRoss.com is my website, and I am The Rhonda Ross on social media. I would love to continue these conversations with you. And yeah, I have this newsletter I'd love people to check out. It's called The Force Within. You can access that through my website, TheRhondaRoss.com, and lots of other fun things, but they're all on the website. Oh, quickly, before we leave, I'm in a wonderful musical called Together Apart. Together Apart. Yeah. I know. And Beth Wishney, who is a friend of yours, is one of the producers. Together Apart, I tell people quickly, it's a wonderful, wonderful conglomeration of 10 mini musicals. Everyone involved went to Brown University, which is
That's right.
Yes, and Lisa Loeb is singer-songwriter. She was the spearhead of it, and you can also get to that from my website or from my profile on my Instagram, but we are streaming starting the 6th, and the proceeds are going to the Actors Fund. You mentioned the Actors Fund earlier. We streamed in May. We raised $30,000 for the Actors Fund, and now we're streaming again August 6th. It's called Together Apart. You can go to Together Apart Musicals, plural, I believe, .com, or you can find it on my website or on my Instagram profile.
This is good. Beth Wishney, one of the best people. Beth Wishney, we love.
Great.
So many great talents from Brown. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was remarkable as we started to pull them together. We were like, wow.
Yeah, bad.
Not bad. Yeah,
Not
it was. We had
bad.
a blast. We had a blast making it. And so yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
great. Rhonda, I can't wait to see you live and in person.
Me too.
We'll see you very soon. Thank you for visiting us and serenading us and talking about your life.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. So good to see you. Mwah.
Take care. What a delightful human. I just enjoy her. And her son, Raif, oh my gosh. When you meet him, you've met somebody. That kid is just electric, just great. Don't forget, we are accepting donations. Every week, you guys have been very, very generous. We appreciate it. You can Venmo, you can PayPal, you can write a check, you can send it by mail if you want. I'll give you all that info if you need it. But we appreciate it. It's what keeps this going for so many weeks, and we love you for it. Okay, you ready for more? I feel like I could have just mimeographed some of the same questions for our next guest, but that would be rude. Patrick Cassidy grew up in a wildly successful, extremely famous, and very beautiful family. He made his way in a very difficult business, and I can't wait for you to know him. I've grown to just love him so much. We hosted a Christmas show right here on Pajama Cast Party. We did a joint show together this past year. He's just the best. Here's Patrick Cassidy. What is that?
Oh, hey, Jim. Yeah, I'm just getting ready for 42nd Street. Shiny up the tap shoes.
Oh, well, yeah. You've always had a delicate foot.
Yes, I always have. How are you, Jim Caruso?
What up?
Those are my paperweights.
You're so weird, Patrick.
You know.
Are you the weird Cassidy?
Oh, that's what my brothers tell me. Yeah. You know, the Osmonds say the same thing to me. Yeah, that's the weird Cassidy, you know?
Yeah. The Osmonds, the Jacksons, the DeCastro sisters, the McGuires.
All
they
those
think you're the weird one.
There's always one. No, I'm the middle child. And the middle child, as my brother Sean amply says, is the needy one.
Are you? Of all of them, are you the needy guy?
I was probably the mama's boy of the most. Yeah. I mean, and I was fortunate, you know, enough to, I got to work with my mother for 20 years. You know, Sean, David, obviously, his stepmother, and Ryan doesn't perform. So, yeah, no, that was a nice thing, culminating in being on Broadway together. You know?
Well, okay. So we're going to go back a little bit. I'm going to ask you one of the same questions I asked Rhonda. Your parents, the ravishing and the talented Shirley Jones and Jack Cassidy, look at these human beings, were very, very successful stage and screen performers. When you and your brothers started to make waves in each of your careers, was there conversation on how to handle success, fame? They could never have known the enormous success that was about to happen for you guys. But was it explained? Was it a topic?
Well, the funny thing is, and I've said this a lot, is that our parents, specifically my mother, I mean, my father unfortunately passed away much too early. He was 49 years old. They both did everything they could to convince us not to go into show business. Literally everything they could. And, you know, it was a little hard to digest when the success from both of them, you know, was monstrous. And then, of course, David was the Beatles from 1970 to 74, literally the biggest star in the world. And then Sean became Justin Bieber from 1977 to 1980. So by the time I came and wanted to fit into those satin pants, I was like, yeah, sounds like a good gig. So they did everything they could, and you go get a college education, get a degree, if you can fall back on show business, but none of us bought it. And we all went in, and by the grace of God, you know, had some success at it. And the thing I feel the most fortunate was I had a really good manager when I was 17, 18, just to out of high school, and he said, you should go to New York. Go to New York. And it wasn't like I'm going to follow in my father's career, but that's exactly what happened. I followed, I got Pirates of Penzance, and from there on, I said, I want to do this all the time. I want to do the theater, and television and all came. But it gave me, I think, some longevity.
Yeah, because you're still doing it. I feel like parents, the parents our age, because my mother was the exact same age as your mother. In fact, as I've told you many times, they went to high school together in Pennsylvania. That era of showbiz, it was part of the job to make their careers look like a fairy tale. I don't think it's that way anymore. Now we see the warts and all. The public sees, I think, way too much because of social media, because of reality shows, whatever. Where do you fit in to that?
Well, I agree with you. I mean, they came from a time, that just doesn't exist anymore. And, my mother was the primary breadwinner in my family at a time, women from the 50s, that just didn't happen. And yet she did, I think, the best job she could to be at all my Little League games. And she came to every performance I ever did. She flew all over the country, to see me open at Williamstown in a play, and do an off-Broadway show or do something regional. But yeah, I think today it's just it's because of this. We live in this social media world. We live in this world where immediacy is everything. It has to be done immediate. And as a result, you spend so much time in technology and so much time in front of a computer screen, in front of a cell phone. I think other things are underdeveloped. And I suffer with this with my children, and they're both in their 20s now. And, I'm on them all the time about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've created your own beautiful family. You and your wife, Melissa, are seeing now much success with your own talented sons. That must be thrilling and nervous making and all of the things that having talented kids can mean.
Well, the funny thing is I'm saying the exact same thing to them that my parents said to me, and of course it's working the same way.
Right. Go to law school. Right.
Yeah. Well, no, actually Cole, our oldest son, who's a tremendous guitar player and singer and writer and all that, he got a mechanical engineering degree.
Oh God. So he did it.
Oh yeah. And it was like, I mean, yeah, we gave him a party because he did something. He's got that degree. He can take a mechanical engineering degree and do anything with it. He could go build guitars at Guitar Center if he wanted to. He wants to still, work in the business. But at least I said to him all the time, I said, you're a musician who moonlights as a mechanical engineer.
I mean, that's incredible.
And we followed my younger son here, who got a record deal and a publishing deal, and is a tremendous singer-songwriter. I mean, he's really like a prodigy, I think, in my family. And the other son might be moving here in the fall. So
that's great. Well, your career is fantastic. You start on Broadway. You're incredibly well loved on the theater scene. You lived in LA for decades, but then you just moved to Nashville.
Yeah. Right before this little virus hit. It was extraordinary.
Yeah, timing is perfect, wasn't it?
Exactly. Well, the irony is I was the artistic director for a company in California called 5 Star Theatricals, and I was running that company for close to 2 years, and I got this job offer. I had followed my son, or drove my son out here when he got his deal, and fell in love with Tennessee. For some reason, the state of Tennessee eluded me on 3 national tours, which I hit every state and every other city in the country. But I came and I loved it. It was beautiful. It was green and it was lush. And the people were so incredibly kind and generous and genuine. And anyway, so I came, and Melissa and I had wanted to get out of California for quite some time. Well, it just worked out. We sold our house at the top of the market. I left my job. I stopped working on October 31st, 2019. I started working on November 1st here, 2019. Melissa got a job at the Nashville Ballet. She left her other dance school. We come here. I'm about to direct my first show. I'm about to announce our first season for my current artistic director position, and the virus happens. I would have been furloughed in California, kept my job here.
Right.
Would have been fired in California, kept her job here. We got under the financial crisis of what California's and the housing market would have been. And then, of course, the cost of living in Tennessee is far lower than California. So I feel like it was the blessing of blessings coming here when I did.
That makes me so happy. Well, the pandemic did not keep you down. We've talked about this. I mean, I didn't feel like I had a choice. I just went right to work putting this show together. You did the exact same thing.
Yeah, again, they brought me out here to run. I'm the artistic director of Studio 10, and 10 is TENN, like Tennessee. They've been in existence for 12 years. Major equity company here, and they brought me in to do shows, and I was so close to producing my first show and directing one, and then it happened. And what does an artistic director do when he can't produce shows? And we are creative people. You are a very creative person, and we come up with other ideas of how to connect, and this became the medium. And so I saw other people, and I thought, maybe I'll just start calling people on my phone and say, hey, we'll just hang out and two people talking, like what you and I have become. And it became Studio 10 Talks. And for the last year and a half, going more, we have produced 54 episodes with not just my friends and people that I've worked with, but with some extraordinarily talented, incredible human beings,
Like, name drop for us just a little bit.
Well, let's see. Patti LuPone, Adam Gettle, Kristen Chenoweth, Audra McDonald, Gary Cole, Rex Smith, Susan Egan, Michael Feinstein, Jim Caruso, Adam Pascal, Jolie Fisher, Ken Page, Norm Lewis, oh my gosh, Debbie Gibson. You can go to our website. It's remarkable. John Doyle, the director. Jerry Zaks, the director, and the biggest thing was I was part of the original cast of the 1991 Stephen Sondheim's Assassins at Playwrights Horizons. And it just so happened that this past year was the 30-year anniversary of the show. So we had the show, and I thought, something, I'm going to see. So I called John Weidman, the book writer, who's a genius. And I wanted to have John just on the show, and he agreed, I'll do the show. And then I thought, John, would you help me if I could sort of corral that cast of people and those creatives? Could we maybe do a 30-year anniversary tribute? Well, one by one, Victor Garber, Deborah Monk, Lee Wilkoff, Terrence Mann, Annie Golden, Eddie Corbett. I started getting the whole cast. And then I went to Jerry Zaks, and Jerry said, absolutely. And Michael Sterman, the great orchestrator who did, Sunday the Park and Assassins, right? And then, of course, Paul Gemignani, the great conductor. They all said yes. So, gotta go find the composer, right? So I got Steve, who hadn't done anything virtually during the pandemic.
Right.
And I don't forget the date, it's on our website. We put out the 30-year anniversary tribute to the show, and it was extraordinary.
You guys, if you're a theater fan, you must look it up. Go to the Studio 10 Talks website. You see all the geniuses from the show, the creators, Steve Sondheim, chatting with Patrick. It's a really incredible thing that you did.
Well, I don't know about you, but do you ever get nervous interviewing people? I was a wreck.
God, yeah. I'm a wreck right now.
What do you ask Steve Sondheim and John Weidman that they don't already know, right? But the first 35 minutes of it is just John and Steve. And it's literally a master class in collaboration, watching and listening to the two of them talk about how they created a musical and what goes into it. And yes, please go watch it if you want to learn about, creation and collaboration and then the stories, all the actors. what was so interesting for me personally, having been a cast member, was that I was young and naive about, I just was so, blessed to be there, but they all felt the same way. I mean, Terry Mann was a big Broadway star at that point. So was Victor Garber, Jonathan Hadari. They'd done so much work, but they were all the same thing. They were like, they all said it. We knew we were doing something really special, really, really special. And anytime you get to originate a Stephen Sondheim show, what's more special than that?
I can't imagine. Well, you got to sing in this gorgeous new Sondheim show back in the day, and then you recreated the performance on the show, and we happen to have a clip.
Should I set this up for a minute, just so you just
totally set it up?
So yeah, what one of the things we wanted to do for the tribute was I wanted to see, if we could get some of us who are 30 years older to sing, perform a little monologue. So Lee Wilkoff did one of his monologues as Sam Bick. Eddie Corbett sang his song, How I Saved Roosevelt. Annie Golden and Greg Gurman sang I Am Unworthy of Your Love as John Hinckley and Sarah, Squeaky Thumb. So I had this number with Terry Mann's character called The Ballad of Cholgosh. And Leon Cholgosh was the assassin who went to the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo to shoot President William McKinley. So I said, I'll do this song, and we did it with a bunch of photographs from the original production. So this is The Ballad of Cholgosh from Assassins in 1991.
Play it, Ruby.
Cholgosh, working man, born in the middle of Michigan, woke with a thought and away he ran to the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo. Saw of a sudden how things were run, said time's a waste and it's 1901. Some men have everything and some have none, so rise and shine. In the USA you can work your way to the head of the line. Cholgosh, quiet man, worked out a quiet and simple plan. Strolled on the morning all spick and span to the temple of music by the Tower of Light of the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo. Saw Bill McKinley there in the sun, heard Bill McKinley say folks have fun. Some men have everything and some have none, but that's just fine. In the USA, you can work your way to the head of the line. Big Bill gave him a thrill. Big Bill sold him a bill. Big Bill, who'd want to kill a man of goodwill like Big Bill? Cholgosh, angry man, said, I will do what a poor man can. Yes, said there's nowhere more fitting than in the temple of music by the Tower of Light, between the fountain of abundance and the court of lilies and the great Pan American Exposition in Buffalo. Wrapped him a handkerchief around his gun, said nothing wrong about what I'd done. Some men have everything and some have none, that's by design. The idea wasn't mine alone, but mine, and that's the sign. In the USA, you can have your say, you can set your goals and seize the day. You're given the freedom to work your way to the head of the line. To the head of the line.
PC. You sound gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. I had a little bit more COVID weight then. I've since dropped a few pounds.
Please. The handsomest man in show business. I don't want to hear about it. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, it's a pleasure, my friend. It's great to see you. I'm such a fan, as you know. You are the master of this. I look up to you, and I'm going to
Stop it.
steal all these graphics. I'm going to steal all the questions. I'm putting them on.
That's all Ruby. Oh, look, Danielle 3 loves you.
Thank you, Danielle.
She's down there. Do you know her?
I know her. I see her, but I need to see her more. And
Yes, you do. She is stupidly talented.
Yeah,
and she was a nurse.
She will be doing a Studio 10 show. We're going to figure that out.
Yay. Yeah, I want to come down. Would it kill you to invite me and Ruby to come down and do love
Let's-
letters or something?
What do you want to? Oh, we could do 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 do. You could drive a person crazy.
All right. I'm in. Whatever you say, I'm in. Thank you, my friend.
My pleasure, my friend. Great to see you.
We'll see you very soon. Keep in touch. Bye. So fun. Do you have any questions? Are you writing things? I'm not really following along with the comments because sometimes I get to, well, like this, like I can't talk, if I start reading the comments. But if you have questions, feel free to type them in. And don't forget Venmo, PayPal. We love you for that, for your generosity. Yeah, Ruby loves it when I do that. Over the past few years, if you're talking about nightclub entertainment, you have to talk about Susie Mosher and her weekly show, The Lineup, which takes place at Birdland. It deserves a whole chapter in the book of showbiz. It only seems right that she's joining me tonight. Please welcome, please act enthused for Susie Mosher.
Jim, what is this okay? I can't. I don't do these shows. I'm always live.
Really?
Always. Oh, I'm kidding.
Was that
comedian.
you being funny?
No, not very, apparently. You laugh because you kind of have to, don't you? What's
Everything
going
you
on,
do is
Jim?
hilarious. What?
Was that loud?
It's like you've been taking lessons from Clea Blackhurst.
I love her. She's my idol.
I love her too. She's my idol. That girl has lung power.
She does. She does. She's loud, and I love that about her. There's
I do
nothing
too.
wrong with loud and over the top. Nothing wrong with it. You never get cast.
Although there's something
Nothing
wrong with you.
No, I never get cast. She gets cast all the time, and good for her. Good for her. I'm happy for her.
You seem happy about it.
I am. I'm delirious. What do you want? Jesus. What is it?
Now you've been on the show one other time.
It was right when you started.
Right when we started, like 100 episodes ago.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. I knew I had to have you on tonight. This is an auspicious night, along with Rhonda Ross and Patrick Cassidy,
who are both legendary. I really enjoyed both of them. They're very smart. Not only do they come from talented families, but they're both very intellectually curious.
They
and
are
stimulating.
Curious. And that's like you. That's why I thought of you, because not only are you smart and amusing and funny, but you come from an equally glamorous, dazzling California family.
That's right. Not a lot of, exactly. There's mom. That's my cousin. I'm the baby. The little baby just at the top of my head. But
beautiful.
Yeah. It was not quite as glamorous as your other guests, but the love was there. It was all about the love. Yeah, there's mom and me. That's right. Oh.
I was so looking forward to that.
That moment, yeah.
I've been giggling about that for a week.
You're so lonely, Jim.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not.
Giggling to yourself about that. Well, I'm so awkwardly uncomfortable where I'm sitting, but I'm going to continue on.
It is interesting lighting on you.
Well, I had a ring light, and then I thought you always see it in my glasses, and I don't care for that. And so now I just have this incredibly bright light.
It's really nice. It's
really nice. I'm going to confess. Anyway.
It's like all the lumens of the sun on your face right now.
Yeah.
I just use the word lumens, and I don't mind telling you about it. So tell me, as we're talking about families, tell me about the Moshers. What did those parents teach you about success? I asked our first two guests.
My parents got divorced when I was 8 years old, and my Mom and I stayed in Spring Valley in the 3-bedroom track house, and my dad went down to the beach to live with his new family. And
Jesus Christ.
my mom was an alcoholic, and it was, it wasn't the happiest of early, but my mom loved me. So I don't want to down, my mom loved me. I always felt loved by my mom. And my dad was a hippie, and he was the first person I ever smoked pot with. Uh-huh. And I did a lot of drugs when I was young, and my dad didn't mind. My mom didn't know. She didn't know about the drugs.
Well, now see, this is what I was talking about, keeping the fairy tale alive, or do we show the warts and all?
I'm warts and all.
Yeah, you choose.
Because you know
warts and
why? This is what I really feel. I feel that just in human interaction, if you show your warts, other people will show their warts. And when everyone's warts are showing, then you relax and you go, oh, you're warty too.
See, I'm the other. I'm the opposite. If you show me glamour, I'll show you glamour, and we can sit around and be glamorous.
Out glamour each other.
My dream.
What, Jim? That's why you and I are such a fun couple on stage, because we are vastly different in our approach to pretty much everything.
I like that you said on stage, so you wouldn't. So you said on stage, so the audience wouldn't think we were a couple.
Oh, would they think that? I'm gay. Okay. And I think you are too. I might be wrong. I don't know you that well.
I have been known to be.
Sure. I bet a lot of people have been known to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially in college. I think that's what you do.
That's where it happens.
Yeah, that's when you're known to be gay.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of okay. You're experimenting.
Yeah, well, but here is where it really does honestly come together. I would like to know what your family would think about this incredibly beautiful family that you've created.
Oh, it's true. Oh, look at that. That's me and my wife, Hope, and our son, Hudson.
Move to your left.
Oh, huh? Okay.
Okay, your other left.
Okay. Oh, there. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, Hudson. Our baby's 1.5 years now. And I obviously didn't have Hudson. My wife had Hudson, but I had nothing really to do with it whatsoever. But I'm glad he's here. I wasn't sure. I didn't know that I was going to.
See, that's interesting. And that's what I think a lot of mothers-to-be should hear. You were not positive.
I was against it. But, we had been together for 25 years at that point. And she says, and I always knew she wanted to have a baby, but I thought, oh, it'll never happen. We're theater folk, and it won't happen. And, she'll forget about it. Well, about 5 years ago, she's like, it's got to happen right now, because she's getting old too. And so I thought, okay, I have to agree to this, but it won't happen because it's almost impossible with all the hurdles that we have to leap. Well, ding dang it, she did get pregnant. And then, of course, I've got a cat crying in the back. She did get pregnant. And the beauty of it is that I am madly in love with my son. And I had no idea that I had that much love left to give. I thought I'd sort of parsed it out already. And then I met Hudson, and all bets were off, and he's everything. And he's the most beautiful baby and wonderful personality. You've met him, Jim, several times.
I love Hudson. Did you see the top of the show? The Squigs Hudson?
Oh my God, I did. That made me so happy. It looked just like him. It was perfect.
Hudson Ruby was saying Hudson can look at you and you feel like Hudson's really seeing you and looking into your soul.
It's weird.
He really looks right in your eyes.
Yeah, no, he was present from the second it happened instantly. As soon as I looked down at his little face, he looked up at me, and I thought, oh, he's looking at me, and he knows me, and he knows I'm mama, and I'm going to be the best damn mama I can be. I should be grandmama, but I am in fact his mama.
Yeah, it's like he's right with you, and I see him looking at you and Hope. It's so delightful to see the three of you together. I have to just think the people are smiling down. The people that we have all lost. And
you asked about, how my parents would feel. Well, my dad, he wasn't a very sentimental guy, but my mom would be obsessed with Hudson. In fact, my mother-in-law, Hope's mom, is here right now, staying with us for 10 days in a 1-bedroom apartment with our son. It's going great. That's why I'm hunched in the corner in the bedroom.
They've beaten you down so you can't even have good posture?
Yeah.
Oh, Sue.
Ooh, Liz wants us to have our own TV show. Liz, I love that idea. Please get on the horn with that and make it happen, Liz.
Liz, we are all for it. Would you like to subsidize it?
Yes, because people are always offering Jim and I television shows.
I'm exhausted with it.
It's a bore, really.
Do people say that to you all the time? Why aren't you on TV?
All the time. And I just say, that ship sailed Who's going to hire Grandma Moses for her own variety show? It's not happening. So,
do you know what speaking of mothers, my mother used to say to me, Billy knows this story. If he's watching, he's laughing already, or he's just turned it off. My mother used to say, you should be on Friends. You are funny enough. You are good looking enough. You could be on Friends, to which I would say, I'm going to call them right now. I'm calling Friends.
Really? It was specifically Friends.
She wanted me on Friends, and she said, I'll call them. I mean, can you imagine how horrifying? I was like, no, let's wait. And every time I watch Friends now, which is every minute, because I do love all of them, I think, God, I mean, maybe somebody should have called.
Right.
But I mean, what could have gone? What would they say? No, thank you. But still, maybe I would have been on Friends.
Yeah. Well, you could have done a guest spot.
Would it kill them?
That was my whole career. The guest spot as the pregnant receptionist or whoever I had a big film and television career back in the 90s. And I really had scenes with huge stars, Vanessa Redgrave, J-Lo. But I was always just either serving them something or, telling them some bad news. It's, and then scuttling off. Yep. They loved me in Hollywood.
You just left too soon. That's
what it was.
That's
what it was.
Let's talk about the lineup.
All right.
What do you know about it?
Well, here's what I'll tell you, and I'll say it publicly. Jim Caruso is responsible for the lineup because when they were building the new beautiful theater downstairs from Birdland, he contacted me and said, do you want to do something down there? And I think he was thinking like a one-off. And I was like, yes, I'd like to do a show. Like at first it started every other week, but then we quickly moved to a weekly show. And it's because of you. And I am so grateful. I will always and eternally be your slave for that. That was a huge gift because I love doing the lineup. We had an incredible show last night. And I love hosting like you, but we're so different that I feel such a, I would love to host a show with you together because we did that one time, but
it would be really fun.
We're good together. We were.
But you make me nervous because you are so, I mean, I'm off the cuff in a conversational way, but you are off the cuff in a frighteningly in your face, I'm going to make up a song way. I can't.
Yes.
Do that. I cannot.
I love watching your eyes sort of glaze over when I come up on the. I know you're going. Oh no!
Because you guys at home, Susie will come to cast party and come up on stage and just start singing something while I'm still standing there.
I make him stay, and like I'll hold his arm and we'll dance, and it's so funny. It's the funniest thing.
Look, my shoulders go up even talking about it.
Yeah.
I feel the vomit rising in my
He's
throat.
so uncomfortable. It's hilarious.
I know how I create a good cast party because it's right on the spur of the moment. But the lineup is a variety show with a set cast. How do you create a good lineup?
Well, honey, you're doing it with your online thing.
I know, but I'm asking you out of good manners.
Oh, I try and always have a variety. like, I don't want too many women, and I'll do singer. Then I need something else. I'll get some dancers, a magician, a comedian. And I just try and design the show so it ebbs and it flows. Last night was just sick. It was sick, Jim. I know you were seeing Max, and that sounded incredible, but the show was crazy good.
I'm
Michael
so sad
Orland
I missed it.
Oh, it was amazing. Kimberly Locke just sang her face off. Alex Newell was just brilliant. Every single person knocked it out of the park. I was so happy.
Well,
I love that.
The lineup is a smash every Wednesday. Right now, it's every Wednesday.
Every Tuesday, honey.
Wow.
Wow.
Every Tuesday. I said that twice now. Every Tuesday.
Are you drunk? He's smashed.
I am. I'm having Coca-Cola in a Cast Party mug.
Yeah.
You know how that makes me cuckoo. Every Tuesday at 7:00.
Right now, yeah.
At Birdland.
Yeah.
Starting in September, every Tuesday, downstairs at the Birdland Theater.
8:30.
Your home at 8:30.
Yeah.
The most fun. And by the way, you wrote a song with Mark Shaman. What?
I did. What an amazing experience. I know Mark because I was in Hairspray, but we weren't particularly chummy. But as soon as we had Hudson, he became very interested in what was going on. He really responded to Hudson, and like we would fool around online. And then he asked me, he said, listen, I've got a proposition. I have to write a song, a lullaby for a gay, for a gay and lesbian and everybody else album of lullabies for, non-conventional families. And he said, would you write it with me? And I was like, have it. I don't write songs, but yes, Mark, I'll do anything you want. And we ended up writing the sweetest song. I'm so proud of it. I love it so much. And I love Mark. He has just been we went up to his house, didn't we, the other day?
We did, and he
he
played this gorgeous song,
Yeah.
and I was so blown away by your beautiful lyric.
Thank you.
It's just
Thank you.
delightful, and I think everybody's going to love it. And when that album comes out, maybe you'll both come on.
Oh, I do.
On my very
God,
successful television
I
series.
love it.
Yeah, and well, okay, I know you're not going to sing to a song tonight.
No.
I don't know why I did that, but I just love how you can just improv something. I can't do it. I just go right for the poop reference out of panic. Can you give us an example?
Yes, I can.
Of something.
So, let me get my lighting right.
Well, that's nice.
I'm in the bedroom of my one-bedroom apartment in New York City. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what it's like at my house. Look at the things on the wall, all for baby. Look at them. I'm a grandma. But let's go out here into the living room and see what we've got to see. Will you look? There's my baby. He doesn't care about what you're doing. He can see himself. Look, there's my wifey. She's really sorry, but most interesting of all is my mother-in-law. She wants to kill herself. No, she wants to kill me. I'm already dead inside. Oh, look, we're watching the videos. That's what keeps my baby alive. He's got his hat on. He took his hat off. Look at here, Hudson. Won't you look at mommy? Oh, that's right. Block your ears. He knows already to block his ears. When mommy sings, he bursts into tears. Look at that face. But you got a charming face. That's what's going on at Susie Mosher's house tonight and almost every single night. One more look at my wife. There's my wife. She's delightful. One more look at my son. He's delightful. And one last glance at my mother-in-law. There she is. Happy as a clam to be alive. Alive. One more glimpse at the kitchen. One more glimpse at the picture. One more glimpse at the bedroom with the blaring light. And don't forget Freddie. He doesn't get the attention he used to get. Anyway, isn't that fascinating? That was the end of it. Oh, see, yeah, that's right, Jim. Hold your ears. Hold your ears.
You know, I love that song every time you sing it.
And I love that joke every time you say it.
Susie Mosher, you are just the best. I
love
thank
you so much, Jim.
Thank your entire family for being part of this.
My mother-in-law was like, God, please. I have to watch that all back because that was funny. All right.
Oh, it made me sweat just watching it. I swear to God.
I know.
It's a miracle that you can do that. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I love you. Everybody go see the lineup every Tuesday.
I'm desperate. All right. Okay. Bye-bye now, Jim. Bye-bye.
Hi. Love you.
Love you.
Oh my God. The family just looks horrified. Oh, that makes me laugh. She is funny. The lineup every Tuesday night. Birdland. Look it up. Go. She has the greatest guests, and she's clearly like one of the greatest hosts ever. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim. Sorry, I was uploading.
That was so fun.
It was so fun. I'm uploading the Squigs artwork, which is why my Oh Jim was a little delayed. Apologies on my end.
Was adorable. Hudson is maybe one of the cuter kids ever.
I don't know. I can see that Susie's backstage, but if she can hear this, I want to hang with her son.
Oh, he's much better than Susie. Yeah.
No, I want to hang with Susie. No, let me be clear. I want to hang with Susie too. But Susie, I need to meet your son. I know that we're not particularly the closest. There are probably other people who, your son needs to meet first, but I need him. So that's that.
He is adorable. I love the holding of the ears. Oh, and I like
the hat. He had a hat. Then he took off the hat.
Oh, he has a great wardrobe. Oh,
I know. I see on Facebook. I'm obsessed with him. I'm like completely obsessed with it. He has a cooler wardrobe than I ever will.
So good. So good. Well, I think it's time to see what our friend Justin Squigs Robertson might have done. Now, by the way, his birthday's coming up. So we might have to celebrate that.
So we're going to have to draw Squigs.
We'll have to draw Squigs. That'll be nice. And let's just see what he did of our fabulous and beautiful guests tonight.
Put on your glasses. Do you need your glasses or are you okay?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Bam.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Look at Hudson. Squigs, I say it every week. This might be one of the best.
No, this might be my favorite.
It's he got everybody's dazzlement.
Yeah.
That's really, really cute.
And good hair all around. Thank you, Squigs.
Good hair all around.
As always.
Squigs, you're a genius. I don't know how you do it. Thank you, my friend, and happy almost birthday.
Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we draw Squigs while we improvise a song about him.
Oh, God. Next week is going to be really good. I want you to mark it in your calendar. Next Wednesday, one of the stars of Ain't Too Proud on Broadway and one of our favorite guests, Jelani Remy, singing from the great Italian-American songbook, our friend Jenna Esposito, and the college winner of the Broadway World Next on Stage Talent Contest, Tommy Kaiser. That's going to be a really fun show. Really fun. But they're all really fun, aren't they? I mean, who's luckier than us? Who's luckier than me to get to kind of hang with all these people and then show them to you? Thank you for watching. Don't forget the Venmo, the PayPal. We appreciate it so, so much. You make this possible. You're like TV producers. You literally make this a thing. And I love you for it. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Thanks for watching Pajama Cast Party. To follow us on YouTube, just hit subscribe. Click on that little bell and we'll keep you updated on future shows. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jim Caruso's Cast Party. The end.